And now a bit of a waffle. Again, I don't know really what I'm going to talk about, but it's so beautiful outside, and it's dark in the house, really, I suppose, but because it's so bright outside. And I've had another one of those incredible sleeps where I haven't slept. Very boring, very boring. But so I'm going to just be quiet today and try and sit in the sun and enjoy it, because it really is beautiful. And it won't be very long before it's hot again. And then I'll be screaming out for cool and shade and, yeah, being cool. So I don't like the heat. So I got in touch with my old friend in England who I got to know at school. I think I said in the last, it was the last Tips for Aging, I think. We were in the same year for 2 years, same class for 2 years, but she's as good a friend now as ever she was, or even although we haven't seen each other for years and years. But I wrote about her and the way her family looked after me when I was a boarder at school. And she wrote to me last night, and I don't know whether you can see, but Benny's just coming up. Do you want to come and sit on my knee? Come on. He's saying hello today. He doesn't often come and sit on my knee when I'm talking like this, but there he is. He's 11 months old now and full of beans and much too much barley grass, I think, but we get along pretty well. Anyway, I had a lovely email from her last night, and she also talked about her memories of staying with us on the farm. And I've talked before about trust, and her life in Melbourne was so completely different to mine. And yet her parents trusted enough to let her come and stay with us on the farm. And she did all sorts of things there that she never would have done if she hadn't come to our farm. But she has lovely memories of it too. And it's so good when you can share memories of childhood, or we were teenagers at that stage. But she talked about how, I think my brothers must have killed a beast, and she talked about all the slabs of beef everywhere, even in the bath. Well, I can't remember that. So they must have had to store it just until they could refrigerate it, I suppose. So I hope the bath was cleaned again before we had another bath in it. That was, we didn't have a shower, we only had the bath. So it was just an old, it made me think about the house that we lived in. It was an old weatherboard. It had been built, I think, maybe the early 1900s. So, and there were 5 of us, 5 children. I had 4 brothers, 2 older and 2 younger, and my mum and dad. And we had a little dining room with a dining table that we could all just fit around, and a fireplace, and 2 armchairs there, and that was our sitting room as well. So you can imagine 7 of us around there. And then there was a kitchen table, big kitchen table, a wood stove, which was the bane of my mother's life, I think, to have good wood. And in the summertime it was baking hot, and in the wintertime, well, we all loved that, of course. And then there were 4 bedrooms. So my parents had 1, 2 young brothers had 1 bedroom, and 2 other brothers had the other one, and I had the girls' bedroom. But of course, when anyone came to stay, there were 2 beds in my room, and if anyone came to stay, I would end up sleeping on the veranda, which I actually didn't mind at all. Summertime was beautiful. Wintertime it was a bit cold, but I really actually didn't even mind that, because I had lots of blankets on to keep me warm, and I think the only part of me that stuck out was my nose. But at least in the wintertime there weren't any flies and mosquitoes around either. That was the other thing in the summertime, mosquitoes, dodging them. And, listening for that dreaded whine as they came around and landed. Anyway, this waffle is really mainly due to this lovely friend who sent me a long email. And I thought of her parents entrusting her to us and such a completely different life. But we had a lot of fun, so it was lovely to get that long email last night, and maybe now she'll be able to hear this waffle and know that I'm talking about her, because she's looked me up. And that's probably about the whole of the waffle today. Not a very long one, and just it is pure waffle as I say hello to you all. And the other exciting thing, which I will say, I just looked at the number of subscribers just then, and it was 749. So I've just about made 750, which I just am blown away with. And again, I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. So let's continue on the journey. Next goal is 1,000. And I never would have thought that that would have been possible, but now I see it is. Take care, everyone.